Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Adult Bedtime Stories. Today we are reading You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I had a new mic come. I was super excited. I was going to do a whole bunch of filming for you guys. And then it was a garbage mic. So it was one of these little guys. And I was really excited to just be able to clip it onto me, right? Let me show you right quick how that little cheap ass mic sounded. I'm trying to figure out this mic situation. I wanted it to be better, I really did. But I'm letting you guys know, I fuck with you, I have a blue Yeti coming, but I don't think this is gonna be it. Nope. I seriously just can't anymore, guys. I swear to God, if that blue Yeti gets here and it's like a piece of shit, disappointment. Yeah, so I'm not going to expect you guys to subscribe to a channel that sounds progressively worse. But what I said in the clip was true. I have an expensive ass Blue Yeti coming for y'all. So please subscribe because that is a free way that you can help me out because y'all know that Blue Yeti wasn't free, okay? No, but I recently realized that if I could get my recording quality better, I would have a lot of opportunities that I could pursue that I've been after. So if I'm going to tell you that law of attraction shit been working, I'm going to have to help it along a little bit. No, but it has been, for the most part, working. If you're wondering why we are in full crystal crown here and bougie ass pink with the sequins, it is because I didn't know how else to show you that I'm qualified to read to you about being a badass. Also, we're going to smoke before bed while we're reading because I didn't realize until recently how much y'all really fuck with that. So, I don't know why we wouldn't start smoking while we do shit. Mad people getting success off something that I'm only paying money for. Does that make sense? Being that that little new mic isn't working great, I'm probably only going to record this. I do want to film a piercing tour because I thought it was hilarious that my governor and I have piercings in common. Alright, fam, let's get into it. Oh, by the way, we're reading You're a Badass by Jen Sincero instead of one of our other books because I needed something with a short chapter, and we are finishing part 2.
So that's exciting.
And that's going to be chapter 8 and 9 because they're both very, very short. So we're starting on chapter 8, What Are You Doing Here? So please like this video quickly and subscribe if you are not already subscribed. Instead of the word of the day, we're going to do a couple cards real quickly. Sorry I couldn't get dressed for y'all. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to do a piercings tour instead of a tattoo tour. I mean, we could definitely do a tattoo tour also, but I'm getting a new one soon, and I thought that'd be a good time to do that if you guys were interested in that. But I thought a piercings tour would be really fun because I have a lot of kind of, I don't know what you'd call them, like exotic piercings. I mean, I guess they're not that exotic, like the governor has some that are the same, but some are pretty different. Some are now technically counted as surgeries, so they can't do them in Schenectady County. But I already had them multiple times. I just pulled this the other day, like, not even the other day, this morning, I think. The moon. So, like, intuition guiding towards the right decision. In my Wonderland deck, I've known the moon to mean, like, deception, though. So, I guess maybe, like, intuition realizing deception. Then we have a Three of Pentacles. When I show my work, others give support. So showing work and others giving support and riding on your intuition. Subscribe, support my work, bitches. Oh, Temperance, Blue Calcite. I find clarity through calm. Maybe that is finding clarity through calmness, speaking to the way that I wanted to do yoga videos, because I definitely need to do something while the gym is closed and I'm trapped at home and I can't swim. So I want to start doing yoga, and you guys can do yoga with me, but I want to do it outside. So it's getting warmer here in New York. It was raining all of yesterday. I mean, it's now like 2 a.m. in the morning, so like today / yesterday, it was raining, so I couldn't put my yoga mat in the grass. And that was what I wanted to do with you guys for Beltane, was some yoga. We'll get there, though. I just don't want to be doing it like on the living room floor like a bum-ass bitch. Especially when it's starting to get nice out, but I have to finish finals before I can just start giving you guys like premium content. It's literally like almost finals week. I'm almost done, and then it'll be summertime, and then hopefully I can give you guys
a shit ton of shit. Fuck.
so intuition guiding you through the right decision, showing work, and giving support to people who show their work, and finding clarity through calm, temperance, Three of Pentacles, and the moon. And then Ten of Pentacles, which is like celebrating every achievement, which I have some achievements coming soon, hopefully, which is kind of the only issue, that I have things that I need to work on after finals, which makes it hard because I just want to dedicate time to you guys and YouTube, and I'll have a better mic, and please subscribe, guys. Alright, let's get to it. You guys are like, come on, you bum-ass bitch in a crystal crown. You extra-ass bitch. Can we just read? Like, alright. So, Chapter 8, what are you doing here? The big question is whether you are going to be able to say a hearty yes to your adventure. Joseph Campbell, American mythologist, author, whose books ideas influenced the making of
Star Wars.
No shit. Getting clear about what your unique purpose is can be the difference between living a happy, fulfilled life of abundance, choice, and expansiveness, or living in the restrictive veil pen of your own indecision and tired old excuses. A gift, of course, is meant to be given, which is why it's so brutal. We can't figure out what ours is, or when we know what it is, but we're too lame to act on it. Here we have the perfect gift to share with the world, just bursting to be opened, and we keep it sitting there, wrapped tightly in a box, growing old and gathering dust. Oh, the waste, the agony. Meanwhile, the joy of giving someone the perfect gift is unparalleled. We all know how it feels, hopping back and forth from foot to foot, wringing our hands, practically peeing in our pants, begging them to open it already. Jesus H. Christ. Here, let me freaking do it. The power of giving is so strong that the excitement and the good feelings are often greater for the giver than the receiver. Which is why, when you find your calling and you design your life in such a way that you can share your gifts with the world on a consistent basis, you feel like a rock star. When we share what we were brought here to give, we are in alignment with our highest, most powerful selves. Most people, however, wander through their lives giving the tasteful candle version of their gifts. They don't show up to the party empty-handed or anything. They present their somewhat flaccid gift to the world, receiving a warm hug and an "oh, you shouldn't have" in return, but they don't knock it out of the park. For example, they get a job doing something that they either hate or that's a bit of a yawn but is, okay. It affords them a life that covers the basics as long as they don't go too crazy. They do fun stuff, but not as much as they'd like because they don't have the money, or the time, or the belief that they deserve to. They have little victories here and there. They meet their sales quota and win the 6-day cruise to the Bahamas, or rack up enough miles to go stay with their aunt and see the Olympics, or finally sit down and write an entire song that they may or may not ever record or perform, but they never truly go for it and create a life that really lightens them up, that really lights them up. They basically big snooze their lives away. Every single person is born with unique and valuable gifts to share with the world. Once we figure out what ours are and decide to live with our lives putting them to use, that's when and only when the real party begins. Living a life on purpose is available to everyone. So if you're struggling or settling or completely confused about what you're supposed to do with your life, know that the answer is already here. It exists, and so does the life you can't wait to create. You just need to get some clarity first. There are entire books written on finding your calling, some of the best of which I share in the resource section in the back of this book and on my website. But the following are a few of my favorite tips. Keep in mind there's no right way to go about this. Everyone's journey is unique, but we're all trying to get to the same place. The place where we feel happiest, the most alive, and the most like ourselves. Even if you've nailed the perfect career for yourself, read on because these tips can help you in all areas of your life. How to get clear on who you are and what your calling is. 1. Be the alien. Imagine that you're an alien floating around in outer space and you suddenly swoop down to Earth and inhabit your own body as the alien. I feel like I'm doing a good job at that. Everything about this life is new to you. You look around, what do you see? What is this person who you've inhabited so obviously awesome at? What do they have the most fun doing? What connections do they have? What resources and opportunities are available to them? As the alien to whom everything is new and exciting, and there's nothing at risk and no past to lug around, what are you going to do with this incredible new life you've stepped into? How are you going to use this new body and this existence to create something fabulous and awesome starting right now? This exercise is hugely helpful for getting a new perspective and stepping outside our boring ass ruts of tired old excuses and lame habits. It can also be very useful in making you aware of all the staggering possibilities and resources that you have at your fingertips and take for granted or do not see. Sometimes it's as simple as looking at things with new eyes to see how astoundingly fortunate we are. Be the alien for 24 hours and see what you come up with. Bitch, my nose is stuffy. I'm so sorry. Maybe my audio isn't that bad right now. Maybe my nose is just like stuffy whenever it's time to the fuck read. 2. Take the first right step. Instead of wasting hours and days and years trying to figure out your perfect next move, just do something already. Oh, the time we waste rolling ideas around our heads, imagining what ifs, coming up with perfect reasons why and then perfect reasons why not, tearing at our cuticles, making our friends and family carefully screen their calls in case it's us again. Wow, are people really like that? That's sad as fuck, man. Wanting to go over some ideas, get out of your head and take action. I'm sorry, guys. If you're like that, I'm sorry, and it can get better. You don't have to know exactly where it's going to take you. You just need to start with one thing that feels right and keep following right feeling things and see where they lead. This is pretty worthwhile advice. Most answers reveal themselves through doing, not thinking. When I discovered my calling as a coach, I was ironically in the midst of a lifelong obsession with figuring out what the hell my purpose was. While I always knew writing was part of it, I also knew I wasn't meant to spend my life locked away in a silent room alone and half crazed, wrestling words into submission. I wanted something that A, involved interacting with other people, B, helped people in some sort of direct way, C, was really fun, and D, forced me to bathe, dress, and leave my house. That's about all I had to go on, that and my intense desire to figure it out. So when a friend told me I should check out a women's entrepreneurial think tank group that had just started up, I figured I'd go. We were all supposed to bring a project to work on, but I had nothing, just the hope that I'd get some ideas from something someone else brought to the table. After sitting there for 4 weeks watching this room full of women figure out what they love to do and turn their brilliant ideas into businesses or grow the businesses they had already had, I still had no project of my own. But I did know what I wanted to do. I went up and asked the facilitator if she needed any help, which she did. She hired me, and I started leading these groups, which after a few years led me to starting my own coaching practice, which led me to working with clients all over the world, which led to me sitting at the kitchen counter writing this book. No matter how clueless you may feel right now, pay attention to suggestions and opportunities that suddenly present themselves. And notice how you feel. Is there something for you that, for whatever reason, feels like it might be good to check out? What have you been saying forever that you'd love to do? Has somebody mentioned a course or a teacher or a book that keeps sticking in your mind? Take the first step in the direction towards something that feels right and see where it leads you. And do it. Now. Yeah, the only problem with that is doing like too many things. Then again, I have gotten the most done by doing that, I guess, so maybe that's not true at all. No, but all I really want to do is make music, but I'm in university. So, like, all my time is used up, and then I want to make YouTube videos for you guys, and I can do that by myself. Oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry. But even that, because I edit all of my own shit, takes a long time and is hard when I have fucking homework or when I'm doing university full time. And like, the fucking bachelor's is nothing like the fucking associate's degree. But yeah, I really just want to make music. and do YouTube. I want to do both, and there's plenty of people who do both. Like, I'm sure you guys can name 5 people who do both of those things. 3, do your best wherever you're at. Guys, who picked this book? Once you take this first step, it's possible that you won't land in your dream situation right away. You might land on a stepping stone. It could be an awesome stepping stone, or it could be kind of an unpleasant stepping stone. But no matter where your first step lands you, if you want to keep moving forward, appreciate wherever you're at instead of feeling ashamed or grouchy or impatient about it. Everything you do along your journey contributes to where you're going. Let's say you've decided that you're going to go after your fantasy of being a rock star, and you take a job waiting tables so you have the flexibility to travel and play gigs and go in the studio. Clearly your calling is playing music, not being concerned that some whiny customer's French onion soup is allegedly too cold, but it's essential that you care anyway. Having a good attitude is being grateful for all the things that are helping you to live the life of your dreams. Will not only make your life a more pleasant place to be and get you bigger tips, but it will also raise your frequency and attract the people and opportunities to you that will take you in the direction you want to go. I don't know, man, because I spent a lot of years waiting tables and I haven't made any more music for it. I just recently started working with Law of Attraction though. Just recently, like a year or two, I actually got into Law of Attraction after tarot. So my empath intuition always been up. That's why we don't smoke while we read.
It's just be getting off track.
This is where really being present in the moment comes in handy. Granted, you may not be on stage in front of thousands doing a split in the air, but remember that you are going for it and are bravely moving toward your dream. You are surrounded by unthinkable miracles and opportunities. Lean back, relax, and be grateful that you're living on purpose, that you're hanging out in a high frequency, and that everything you need is zooming toward you. 4. Don't reinvent the wheel. Look around and see what other people out there are doing. Whose life makes you totally jealous? What things are people doing that you would love to do too? Who do you think is the coolest person ever? You don't need to invent your ideal life from scratch. You just need to figure out what makes you feel alive. So if what someone else is doing sparks your interest, take notice. It could mean that your calling has something in common with theirs. Get specific about the things in their lives that turn you on. Is it because they get to travel the world? Is it that they have a solid routine? Is it that they have no routine? Is it that they work alone? That they work in the nude? That they get to be outside all day? That they work with their hands, their eyes, their ears, their animals, their spouse? The more specific you get, the easier it will be to create a picture of what you want. Read magazines that interest you, talk to as many people as you can, hang out in places where people who share your interests hang out. Put yourself out there and you never know what you might learn that will inform your next move or whom you might meet that will present you with your next opportunity. Well, that's not really possible right now, is it? Yo, I just thought of a story time video that you guys will definitely want to hear though. 5. Don't get caught up in the Thunderbolt hype. I think one of the most paralyzing misconceptions is that we're all supposed to have one true calling that comes to us in a mighty flash of soul-defining insight. Well, there are those people who've always known exactly what they want to do. There are a hell of a lot more of us out there who spend most of our lives if not all of our lives, wandering around, looking under rocks and behind trees for who we are. Let yourself off the hook if you don't have that one big perfect thing that you know you came here to do. Same goes for finding the one big perfect soulmate, by the way, and feel good about the fact that you'll probably fulfill several callings throughout your life and possibly relationships. If you think about it, it makes more sense to evolve as you age anyway. When I think about who I was in my 20s compared to who I am now, I can't imagine anything more unappealing than going after some of the things that resonated with me back then. Follow what feels good in the moment, every moment, and it will lead you through a most excellent life. So this person isn't in their 20s anymore. It makes more sense now. Not saying anything bad.
I'm just saying.
6. Listen to your intuition. This one I super agree with, as we just started out with tarot cards. If you really want to get in touch with who you are and what you love to do and who you love to do it with, dedicate some time to tuning into your intuition. One of the best ways to do this is to spend 5 minutes of quiet by yourself every day, like meditating. We spend the vast majority of our time moving at full speed ahead, both physically and mentally, and we literally bulldoze over the very answers we're seeking because they can't be heard above the din. When you sit quietly and ask, you get an answer. Eventually, stick with it, be patient, and wait to hear from your inner guidance. You have all the answers you need, you just need to give them the chance to get through to you. 7. Follow your fantasies. Now that I've given you all the kinder, gentler ways to figure yourself out, I'm going to suggest something you're probably not going to like so much. Jump in the deep end and follow your fantasies. What do you fantasize about when you're staring out the window of a train, or before you go to sleep at night, or when you're pretending to listen to someone really boring talk your ear off? Are you on stage doing stand-up comedy in front of thousands of hysterical fans? Are you surrounded by your beautiful children in the coziest, happiest home ever? Are you being celebrated for building orphanages around the world? Do this exercise as if money were not an issue. Tap into what brings you great joy instead of what you think you need to do to survive. If you had an unlimited supply of cash, what would you spend your life doing? Our fantasies are the most revealing peepholes into who we are and what we think is awesome. No matter how out there and ridiculous they may seem, they mean something to us and usually represent our biggest and best versions of ourselves. Our fantasies are our realities in an excuse-free world. Meanwhile, we'd all be mortified if anyone could read our minds and catch us in the act. I know it's totally stupid. I want to sing on Broadway. Well, is it really stupid?
Someone's out there doing it, so why couldn't you?
Much of the time, we pretend we aren't clear on what our calling is, when what's really going on is that we're horrified to face it because it seems too big or too impossible to make a living at or completely out of the question for us. But what if you had the audacity to leave your excuses and your shame about wanting to be huge and fabulous behind and really went for it full on anyway? What if you decided to do the most outrageous, most exciting thing you ever dared fantasize about, regardless of what anyone, including your terrified self, thought? That would be living. 8. Love yourself. Like you're the only you there is. And chapter 9, because it's only like one page long, Loincloth Man. It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not. Andre Giddy, French author, Nobel Prize winner, fearless self-explorer. Every May I go backpacking through the desert wilderness areas of southeast Utah with two longtime friends of mine. It's one of the most magnificent and bizarre places I've ever been. Giant, jagged, obscenely pink ridges of rock jut out of the ground like huge slabs of raw meat, sculptures made of taffy, deep cracks in the earth's surface, from cathedral-like slot crayons, whose walls, smoothed over from flash floods and sandstorms, change colors from moment to moment as the sun rays shift through the narrows opening high above. It's like the moon, only cooler. We merely tripped through this alternative universe, picking up colorful rocks, climbing around on boulders, and arguing over which eagle or snake or mountain goat should be awarded Creature of the Day. Because my friends are such excellent navigators, we go deep into the wilderness areas where there are no trails and even fewer people in the 16 years we've been hiking out there. We could practically count the people we've bumped into while backpacking on one hand, which was why I was so surprised and dubious when my friend Tom, who'd gone ahead to find us a place to set up camp for the night, reported that he'd seen someone. "I just met this really wild guy," he said when I caught up with him. "He was wearing nothing but a loincloth and a headband. He was holding a spear, too. Said he'd been living in the canyon for 13 years. Was he riding a magic dragon? I'm serious. So where is he?" "He went off to check his squirrel trap, but he could come back." Tom is a lousy liar, and wherever he was taking this joke, he wasn't getting to the punchline fast enough. So I put down my pack and started assembling my tent, only half listening to him. A few minutes into it, as I was bending over to hammer in one of my stakes, I looked through my legs and saw a pair of tanned feet and homemade sandals, strong naked legs, and a dead squirrel dangling by its tail from a fist. I stood up, spun around, and there he was, Loincloth Man. What Tom did not mention was that Loincloth Man was totally hot. He was somewhere in his late 30s, had a ripped, lean, savagely tanned bod, and shaggy brown hair with a matching beard. He fit the part perfectly, modern-day Tarzan, slayer of buffalo and ladies alike, which, stunning as he was, instantly made him a little bit suspect in my mind. That and the fact that his loincloth was impeccably tailored and appeared to be made out of soft Italian leather, not some ratty canyon rabbit. "Would you mind handing that to me so I can have a closer look at it, please?" His whole deal was just a little too cliché. Couldn't he have just worn shorts? And was he really gonna eat that squirrel? Still, we gathered around him like a baby pig at the state fair, awestruck by our luck. This time there was no argument. We had clearly found our creature of the day. He was real friendly and answered all of our questions at a slow, deliberate pace, explaining that this and several of the neighboring canyon systems were where he had made his home. He told us very matter-of-factly that he found modern society unnecessarily complicated and misguided so much that he preferred to live on only what nature provided him, storing his grain in the winter and sleeping in a cave. The thing that struck me more than the fact that he cut his hair with a sharp rock and probably wasn't wearing any undies was that he was totally unapologetic. There we all were, shifting around, feeling suddenly ridiculous in our expensive hiking boots and UV protective clothing, while he described how it took him weeks to whittle the bow and arrow he used to kill the deer whose hides now serve as his bedspread. Good for him, I thought, as I watched him walk away, swinging his squirrel like a purse. He wasn't worried about what he should be doing, or what he was missing out on, or what some chick from LA thought of his fancy crotch pelt. He was just happy being true to himself in the moment, in the middle of nowhere. I want to be like Loincloth Man. Love yourself, no matter who you really are. Yo, I don't know if I want to be exactly like Loincloth Man. And that is the end of part 2. So next time we read You Are a Badass by Jensen Zero, we will be starting part 3, How to Tap into the Mother Lode. And that is chapter 10, Meditation 101. How to Tap into the Mother Lode, part 3. Alright guys, thanks for chilling with me.
Thanks for smoking with me.
Let me know if you would rather do yoga together, do a piercing tour, and I can tell you the story of each of my piercings because I have a lot, and some microdermals, and
my governor has some of the same ones.
right? Yo, I'm gonna put that in a fucking rap song. SoundCloud, baby. Thanks for hanging out and smoking. Let me know if you guys want to do that, or if you want to hear a story about the time one of my family members was shown a video of me and one of my friends by one of his friends, and it was really embarrassing because he didn't know that I was related to him, if that makes all of the sense. Do me a favor and comment below what video you would like to see next. We also have to do a pick a card reading. Give this video a big thumbs up. The algorithm really likes that. That helps me out a lot. Be a badass yourself. Wear a crystal crown at home, alone if that's what it takes. Put on your bougie ass sequined bathrobe and subscribe. It's free. It takes none of your time. Push the damn button, please. It would mean the world to me. We are going to do yoga outside on the first nice day in New York, man. Somebody hold me accountable. Okay, thanks. Love you all. See you in our next video. I have to make a PowerPoint and write a 10-page paper and memorize a 1-minute monologue before I can film more. So you guys have plenty of time to let me know in the comments what video you want to see next. Okay, thanks. Bye. Love you.